Hey, how's it going? Just wanted to give you an update. This is the first update video, basically, on pipeup.com. When you're watching this video, maybe the website is much more cooler looking than this, but we'll see about that. But today is January 13th, 2023. So I've been working on this project for about like a month and a half or so, but on and off, like maybe a few minutes a day, that sort of thing. I just couldn't get like a few hours a day to this project at all. So I've been working slowly but surely, but I've made good progress. So let's just talk about why I've decided to create this website, right? So the problem with learning to code and practicing for interviews and stuff like that is when people say, when people ask for, hey, how do I prepare for coding interviews, or how do I learn to code, right? They would maybe point out to like a bunch of video tutorials on YouTube, or maybe just say, oh, just go to leetcode.com and solve problems, right? Those are some really solid answers, I would say, but not the greatest answers, because they're not teaching the best way to learn to code, right? Because like let's take LeetCode for example. LeetCode is a great way to solve problems and learn a few things by reading the discussions, reading the solutions and whatnot and stuff like that. But it's not really a systematic way of learning to code. So if you don't know anything, LeetCode is a terrible website for learning to code, because you cannot filter these problems by topics, and filter these problems to difficulties and stuff like that. Because for example, like you can sort of filter by topics, but if you do array, there's like easy, hard, medium, blah blah blah, like all sorts of problems, right? But if you say maybe easy problems with array, but even these problems are not meant for just array problems. There's like whole sorts of things that's going on in here. So it's not really a systematic way of doing it. And there are some tools that they did in the recent years. So for example, like I think it's Explore. So in Explore, if you're a beginner, you can do like, okay, let's just go to the beginner's guide, or data structure and algorithm, top interview questions, dynamic programming, or whatever, right? So there's like a bunch of paths that you can do, but this is still not acceptable when I see it. It's like too way over the top, or too like not formatted correctly, and it's like all over the place. So and the other sites have the same problem, right? So for example, like let's just go to codesignal.com. Codesignal is like a really good looking site, but the questions are here are terrible. So if you go to Codesignal and then try to do the introduction 60 problems, right? So oh yeah, this is an intro problem, so it must be easy, right? Well, then you'll be wrong. So let's just go to the first problem. The first problem is pretty easy. It's just adding two numbers. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. But let's take the third problem, right? The third problem immediately asks you to check the string is palindrome or not, which requires loops, requires index tracking, and it requires like knowing how to increment and decrement, and also if else statements and stuff like that, right? All of these are like huge topics for beginners. Like if else is a one topic, loop is a one topic, and keeping track of the indexes is itself, it's a one topic, right? So this is like jumping ahead so much. And there are like really really stupid problems along the way here too. I think, reverse parentheses, I think this one is it's just ridiculous. This is like how many problems is this? Like this is the 13th problem, and it should be easy, right? But now this is like so bad. Like look at the dislike count, it's 403. It's because people don't like it. It's like really hard for them to solve. But you can see the code is not that big, but this concept is like truly hard to grasp. So especially for beginners, I mean. So this is, what I'm saying is, even like certain codes, coding sites such as CodeSignal, it's a good looking site, but if you're learning to code, it's not that straightforward. If you know how to code, I think it's a good way to reinforce your learning, but if you don't know, then it's not a good site. You have to need help to do this. And also the stupid thing about this is you cannot jump all over the place, right? You have to solve this by like order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have to pay some coins to unlock it and stuff like that, so which is kind of annoying. And yeah, LeetCode has those kinds of problems where there's no like easy code, the easy problem. The like easiest problem in lead code is pretty hard for a beginner. So they only have like 3 difficulties. There's no like difficulty that is easiest easy or something like that. Sorry, right? So these 3 brackets are really wide range. So that's why I don't like these for beginners. For if you're learning, I mean, if you already know how to code, these sites can be terrific, right? So you can learn all sorts of things. But even then, let's say you want to do like linked list problems, right? So let's just do all like go algorithms and then tags, maybe linked list, right? And then maybe you're learning the easy ones, like in here, they're like what, 3, 6, 12, 15, 15 easy problems. But even for this, like it seems really like really few for me. And I would imagine there should be at least like 30 or 40 easy problems to learn linked list, because it's a big topic, right? Linked list is a huge topic, and 15 problems is just not enough. So that's why I think creating a website where we do learn coding by topic, by systematic topic, but a lot of grinding, right? A lot of grinding, but with a lot of easy problems to start. So that's why this is like reminding me of like learning math in school, right? So we learned math for maybe like 12 years or so, right? So from 6th grade to 12th grade, there's like 12 years. And whenever there's like a new topic on math, the teacher would assign like a bunch of problems to practice, right? Like a bunch of easy problems in order to reinforce that topic, or maybe learn that topic, memorize it, and put it down into your what is it called, long-term memory. Yeah. So that's why I'm like thinking, okay, we should do those things, and there's no site to do that. So that's why I'm creating this pipeup.com, which is going to have some paths. So just like here, right? So this is going to be like intro path. I'm not sure how many problems are there going to be, but it will look like this. And maybe I'll just start by like, okay, how do you add a number, right? Like the basic math operations, adding, subtracting, dividing, modulo, or whatever, multiplying and stuff like that, right? So like a lot of basic problems, like maybe like 10 problem just to focus on the addition, and then 10 problem to focus on the subtraction and stuff like that. So just repetitive problems, but lots of problems, lots of practice, and then people would get immediate reward from those problems, right? So that's my goal. So let's just go over through the features of this website right now, but I will also talk about the future features that I will implement. So right now the homepage doesn't exist basically, so it doesn't have anything. So, but I think I'll add like paths in here on the homepage. So, okay, if you're a beginner, go to the beginner path, and if you're advanced, maybe go to the advanced path and stuff like that. So let's just go to the problems. So problems is like really similar to the lead codes problems, like this table right here. So my mind would be like just make it as similar as possible to here. The lead codes table format is pretty good, so I'll just do that. And I just have 2 problems in here. And difficulty, so let's talk about this. I mentioned that the easy, medium, hard is too wide range, right? So the easy problems are just like not easy for beginners, and it's not easy for maybe even intermediate programmers, right? There's like a lot of complaints on the discussions if you see a bunch of easy problems and saying people, oh, this should be medium problem, why is this easy, and stuff like that. So so what I think is the bucket is just too narrow in LeetCode, so that's why I've like widened the bucket. So this problem is like half a star, and maybe like LeetCode easy would be like 0 to 1.5 star, maybe 2 stars, stuff like that. And then LeetCode medium would be starting from 2 stars to 4, or maybe to 3.5 stars. And then LeetCode hard would be like maybe 4 to 5 stars and stuff like that. So that's what I think. And I can always change the star to circles or whatever, right? Maybe snowflakes, but I just have it as stars for now. So, as always, there's going to be like sorting of the tables and searching, filtering. I will implement those in the future. So let's go to the, oh, it's not authorized. Okay, whatever. I'm not sure why is it saying that it shouldn't. Okay, I think I just discovered a bug. I'll get on. I'll get to fix that. Okay, whatever. So this is like a really easy problem that I just, added. And this is, adding two numbers if you have 1 and 2, and then output would be 3. This is the second example, and the constraints, stuff like that. So I try to make this as easy, as readable as possible. And if I can just, type something stupid, then submit it. Oh yeah, unauthorized, so I have to log in to submit. Okay, which makes sense. All right, submit. Okay, so now this is like showing correct error, right? So this is working. And then I'll just do this a+1, which is wrong, right? I have to do a plus b. And then it's just showing, okay, this is wrong answer. I will format this as well, but right now it's just like showing the output. So a plus b is the correct answer. So now it should be like accepted. Yay, cool. So discussion would be like people, discussing with each other. I will implement that in the future. Solution is going to be like the official solution of this problem. And then I think what I'm thinking is adding a video solution on each problem as well. So we'll see about that in the future. And submissions is where you can see your previous submissions of this problem in particular. So, which is pretty cool to see. All right, so let's go to the next problem. Okay, yeah. So if you're logged in, then this status column changes into like current check symbol means it, you solved it, right? And then there's a lot of like wrong answer symbol and to do symbol, like 3 types of symbols there, just like lead code. And then run it should work, but I think there's a bug in it, so it's not working right now. So the result. So let's just try this one, right? Return a plus b plus c. And submit. Yeah, it's working. So cool. So this is like the next easy problem to do next, right? So if you solve the 2 problem, add 2 numbers, then it will be easier to solve the 3 numbers. So that's what I was thinking. A lot of like repetitive problems, but gets increasingly harder each time, but not necessarily difficult. That's what I think. All right, so that's the problems page. And let's go to the profile page, right? So profile page is, right now I'm just showing my username and email. I'll also try to add the submission grid, just like what LeetCode has. So let's just go to my profile, and then this thing, right? I'll try to make something like this, but not exactly like this maybe, but LeetCode it's pretty good. So I'll add something like this. And also this one is pretty cool too. I'll add something like this too. But for now, it's just like that, which is more than enough, I think. And the submissions is like all of your submissions in the past. So like a language, runtime, and then the question, you can just go to the question like this. And for the language of choice, I chose Python, which, I think for beginners, it's like the only language that I would recommend. This or maybe JavaScript, like those 3 and 2 are like the only languages that I would recommend. But Python is like way easier to read and way more beginner friendly language. So I would not recommend like Java or C++ or C#, Golang or those sorts of things to beginners at all. Like I think this website would be Python and maybe JavaScript. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna be investing too much time to do JavaScript in here, but who knows, maybe people would need it. But for now, it's just going to be Python focused. Okay. Yeah, I think that's about my profile, but let's go to the add problem here. So add problem is where you would add additional problems. So you have your title, function name, and your code description, and then this is the preview of the code description, right? And then how many variables are there, variable names, variable types, and then your topics. You can choose like topics like this, multiple topics, and then your tests. I would recommend at least like 3 or 5 tests in here to add, and then you can submit the problem, and then it would show up in here, right? All right, so let's just try to add like another problem. Add 4 numbers. The function name add numbers. I think that's I'll just do this, add 4 numbers. Given 4 numbers A, B, C and D return their sum. Okay, example 1 is C equals 3, D equals 4, so 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 is going to be 10, right? Because 3 plus 4 is going to be 10. And then another example can be like 0, D can be like 1 or something. And then that would be what? So it's minus 1, so 122. And then I can just copy the constraints in here to have C, D. Okay, like that. I think that looks good. All right, so let's add the variable, right? So C, integer, D is also integer. And then the topic is, I'll just skip the topic for now. So the test cases would be 3, 4, 10. And also I'm thinking like automating these test cases as well. Based on, not automating, randomizing these tests based on the inputs. So maybe that's going to be the next feature as well. So now this is like what? 102. And 1000 is going to be like 1, right? So let's just try to add this problem. Oh, what happened? Failed to add problem. I think there's something. Cannot create problem. I think add 4 numbers, function name. I'm not really sure what happened. 4, 4, 4. This is good. Topic. CD. Yeah, this is really weird. Not sure what that happened. Okay. Okay, whatever. I think I'll just fix this later. It was working, and I'm not sure why it's not working. But anyways, people can add problems like this, but maybe not everyone. Maybe I'll just choose a few people to add problems, but who knows? Maybe I'll just open it up for everyone, but we'll see about that. Oh, it is there. Huh. I'm not sure why it happened then. Okay, yeah, it is here. Add 4 numbers. Commission submissions. Why is there like a lot of submissions? I don't know. Okay, I think there's a bug in here. I'll have to fix. Okay, I'll do like return A plus B plus C plus D and submit. Okay, accepted, right? So problems. Okay, all of them are accepted right now. Cool. Yeah, I think there's like a problem in here where it's like returning all the submissions, not this particular problem submission. So I'll have to fix that. Okay, so this is the blog, and hopefully next time I'll give you more update on this. The biggest thing that I want to add is obviously deploy the site, right? And besides that, I would have to add like paths, like learning paths. I'll just focus on the basic ones for now. So that's it. See ya. Bye.